This is a working Windows Server 2025 installation running on a virtual machine ready to manage all my Windows devices in my network. Stick around to know how I did that. There are two ways to run virtual machine. One is to use Oracle VirtualBox, which we downloaded earlier, or use Microsoft's own virtualization technology called Hyper-V. The catch being Hyper-V is only available to Windows Pro line of operating systems. To check which version of Windows you have, press your Windows key and while holding it, press the R key. This brings up the Run window. Type WINVER, W-I-N-V-E-R, and press Enter. This dialog box will now show you what kind of operating system you have. If you haven't watched my previous video which explains what a Windows administrator is and where to download the necessary tools, I urge you to take a look at my previous video by clicking the card at the top right corner or at the description below. If you don't have a Pro version, open your Oracle VirtualBox and click on New. Give a name for your server. Select the folder where you want your VM to be stored. Once that is done, select the Windows Server ISO file that was downloaded earlier. This step is quite important. I want you to check the box where it says Skip Unattended Installation. You do not want unattended installation. Now allocate the amount of memory and CPU logical cores you want to give your Windows Server. Keep in mind that the more resources you give to your virtual machine, the less resources for your host operating system. Next, to create storage, 50 GB is a good medium. Congratulations, you have now created your first virtual machine. If you are a pro user, then head to the control panel, click on View by Large Icons, click on Programs and Features, click on Turn Windows feature on or off, grant admin privilege if it prompts, search for Hyper-V and enable it by clicking the checkbox, and press OK. If you have enabled it just now, it will ask to restart your computer. Restart it. If you have already enabled it, you can just close all the windows. After restarting, go to Start and type Hyper-V. Click on Hyper-V Manager, grant admin privileges. Once Hyper-V Manager has opened, I want you to take a good look at the left pane. Here, Quincy is my computer name. Notice how Quincy sits a layer below the Hyper-V Manager. That is a major difference between Oracle VirtualBox, which runs on top of Windows, and Hyper-V that actually runs underneath Windows. This means that Hyper-V does not need to ask Windows every time an action is performed. Hyper-V bridges the hardware and the virtual machine, bypassing Windows altogether. This results in a much more responsive virtual machine experience than running a virtual machine on top of Windows, which has a slight performance penalty. For this reason, I will be running my virtual machines with Hyper-V. Click on your computer name and click Quick Create. Click on Change Installation Source. Browse and select your Windows Server ISO. Click on More Options. Rename your virtual machine. Click on Create Virtual Machine. Upon completion, click on Edit Settings. Click on Hard Drive. Under the Virtual Hard Disk within the Media section, click on New. This will open a new Virtual Hard Disk wizard. Click Next. Select Dynamically Expanding and click Next. Rename the hard disk. Browse and select the location where you want your virtual hard disk to be located and click on Next. Select the option to create blank virtual hard disk, specify the size and click Next. Finally, click on Finish. Notice the additional DVD drive with the Windows Server ISO file. This is similar to installing an operating system on a brand new device with a flash drive. Just the memory and processor count if you want to, and click on OK. Now click on Connect. A new window will open. Click on Start While starting up, keep mashing buttons on the keyboard to prevent it from going into network boot mode. If it says start PXE, then it has booted into network mode. If it went into network mode, wait for Hyper-V to confirm that no operating system was loaded. Select the language and currency format. Select your keyboard settings. Select Install Windows Server and check the box asking you to agree to wipe your disk. Do not worry, this is the virtual hard disk we created, not your actual hard disk drives. Now select the version you want. There are some feature differences between standard and data center versions. If you are interested, I will leave a link below to the documentation. For now, we will be selecting the data center desktop experience. It is very important that you select desktop experience. If you do not select desktop experience, no GUI will be installed. You will be forced to use PowerShell to remote into your server and use it through PowerShell alone. Read through the agreement and click on accept. Select the 50 GB disk and click next. This is your last chance to confirm whether you have selected desktop experience. Make sure it is desktop experience and click on install. If not, go back, change your versions and then install. Take a break as this might take a while depending on your computer.
Meanwhile, if you liked what you saw, click on the like button and subscribe, as this will push this video to a wider audience and help me with my goals.
In case you get a black screen after the VM restarts, close the VM window and click on Connect again. Once the operating system has loaded in, it is important that you choose a super secure password for your administrator account. This account has permissions to do anything with your server and any device connected to it. To log in, Windows Server will ask you to press Ctrl plus Alt plus Delete. Note that this key combination will not work and instead it will bring up options in your host operating system. To enter this combination, virtualization programs are equipped with special buttons to input it into your virtual machines. Enter the password again to log in. Select the type of data you want to share with Microsoft. Congratulations, you have now installed Windows Server 2025. There are some steps required to make the server functional, which will be discussed later.